Hi. Environmental good practices at construction site. There are a lot of environmental issues in major construction sites. This environmental good practices will give the more reputation to the company and compliance to the legal things. Rules and regulations you can easily follow with the environmental good practices at big construction sites. There are so many things you can look at as an environmental part. That is for environmental goodness. Air pollution. The air pollution is a big issue in construction site. There are particulate matter of 5, 10. This particulate matter is minute dust particles. This minute dust particles always flying in the construction big sites. It will make air pollution and it will enter into the human body, and also these environmental things makes the over problems around the site. Then how you can make a good practice? This sprinkling the water throughout the changes. For example, air pollution, the particulate matter is a question of particulate matter 5, particulate matter 10. So you have to sprinkle the water and use the wind sock, and also the minimize as minimum as you can reduce the dusty particles and consolidate the waste and give the time for each and every machineries, big machineries, for working time, alternative time, not all the machineries on time. Then noise pollution. Reduce the noise for all the machineries or heavy equipments or any kind of big machineries or drilling machines. So working continuously, it will make the noise. It will create unnecessary public nuisance, environmental nuisance. So you can allocate the time for noise handling and make it acoustics around the site and reduce the noise levels. And water pollution. Then you have to collect the wastewater in a separate sump and dispose it permanently. So that will be through the recognized disposable contractor, make a contract and dispose it to wastewaters and collect the proper wastewater tanks and send it to this. And also solid waste management. Collect all the hazardous waste separate. These asbestos sheets are all hazardous waste. You collect it separately. And other waste, the domestic waste, you can collect it separately. So these waste are send it to through the approved contractor, disposable contractor, send it to outside regularly and make allocation for the separate places for the collecting and collecting and storing and disposing for a waste, and make a bin for biodegradable and non-biodegradable things, red and green. So green for biodegradable, red for non-biodegradable plastics and all. You send it to whatever waste non-biodegradable, send it to the recycling company for recycling purpose. Only biodegradable you send it to for through municipality or contractors. So air, water, land, soil, and then you have a radiation. Make a proper radiation, checkpoints, and you have to make a barrication throughout the construction site. So the rays should not be emitted outside the barricade. There should be a strict barricade around the radiation area. So you have to follow the radiation rules and regulations. So no one should be harmed because of the radiation. So these all things you have to take it as a good construction environmental practices. There are a lot of things you have to think about it. Air, water, land, soil side, how the different type of soil used. In case of spillage, what will be the program? How you can contain? You cannot simply, in case of oil spillage or anything spilled there in the site, you cannot simply remove the soil. You have to contain that one and remove it through the disposable contractors. This one is the air, water, land and soil. These all having the environmental aspect and impact. You must have the environmental aspect and impact register for air, water, land, soil and noise pollutions. So the environmental aspect, impact, you know it. Then based on the aspect, impact, there will be a control measures. Follow that control measures for the major construction site. The next one is water, fuel, electricity, conservation. What are the plan you have in a big major construction site? How you are conserving the water? There are different steps are there. Is there any automatic line? Is there any control? Is there anybody watching and monitoring this one? That practices are you are exhibiting in the site. And also the fuel, for how many vehicle taking fuel, how much each day the vehicle fuel consumption, how you are monitoring the vehicle efficiency. These things for environmental side, for fuel consumption. For electricity, how much the electricity consumed last month or this month. Then what are the efforts has to be taken? The lights or LED lights are really conserving the electricity or not? And then is there any loophole for electricity leakages? So this all you have to see and give the proper monitoring and inspections. So water, fuel, electricity, then you can have a paper sometimes. So when you are in a big construction site, you are using more papers, reduce the paper consumption. You have to be having the paper plan. So you can make it a digital and reduce the paper usage and send it to this paper to the recycling company. So this is another part. Then how you are handling the waste, whether it's you are having the proper storage facilities for hazardous waste, liquid waste, solid waste. Then you have all the records you have for liquid, solid, hazardous waste. You have a disposable receipt with you, and how frequently you are storing, how frequently you are disposing this waste. These are the waste management side. The third part is the environmental eco-friendly materials you are using in the construction site. So what all you are doing, the design part and the various materials are using for that construction, whether it's eco-friendly or against eco. So you have to having this list in that. These are the eco-friendly things, energy saving things. This, if you are displaying these things in the site, it's well and good. So energy conservation is there for new building design, and then the environmental eco-friendly waste products only, recycling products only using for construction. It's a good practice. And how you are building the entire company or big industry or big construction, how you are building with the environmental friendly way, that is a good practice. And how you are disposing the water, that is a good practice. Through in a new building, how the water, then how the rainwater harvesting is there, how you are recycling the water. So these things, whether you are collecting the water and recycling within company, that is a good practice. So this all, it's come to the picture for the big construction site, good environmental practices. Overall, you have to learn about all these things as a good practices. It not only yield good reputation to the company, but also it will give the overall legal compliances. When you are doing EIA, environmental impact assessments, you have a lot of things are there. So through EIA's legal compliance, people will come and see whether you are implemented as per the EIAs. But if you already having the construction site good practices, definitely you can easily pass the legal compliances of EIA. So the environmental impact assessments having some recommendations. So based on that recommendations, you just make it more good environmental habits in the sites. That's what we are telling. Construction good practices, environmental good practices. Everywhere people thinking about health and safety, but the environmental, they are thinking about third. But worldwide, the environmental is lot of things are happening. The climate change is a big scenarios. Why the climate change is happening? Because of construction activities or so many industrial activities. So how many plants you have cutted for that construction site? That is a matter. Or how you conserve the plants, and how many greenery you are going to build for that new project, that will be the question. So how many forestation, like how many trees you are going to plant for that construction site, that you have to exhibit. It's a good practice. So these are the basic things as an environmental part, you must know it for good environmental practices for major construction site. Other things we will see in later. You just go through this channel. You like it, then subscribe this channel and press the bell icon. You will get all the health, safety and environmental informations, videos, trainings and updates instantly. Thank you.